So just drilling down to that, you're saying that we need to change really the perception of Africa from the financial markets, because like you said, when maybe I grew up, I think you're a little younger than me, but we'd see on TV like, yeah, support this poor African country, $1 a day. I mean, if you go back to the 80s, it's the images of starving Ethiopians.
So I'm saying, is that the famine? Yep.
Yeah, and back then, that was the only media, let's be honest. And so everybody got in their minds that these are capital poor countries and everyone's suffering.
Yep.
And so they don't think of it as a place for making money financially or building financial markets there.
100%.
When in fact, you're like, wait a second, wake up. The only reason that we're talking about these places is they have massive financial resources, massive populations, and they're massive opportunities.
100%.
But the narrative is the thing holding it back
as well.
And you know that because you're on the ground.
Yeah, and I think from what you said, that unique aspect of the Australian part, the US, and then going back to Nigeria, is that with that, let's say the American system, right? You know, you go to school, you go to college, right? You get a job. But then, you know, Australia, with the hardworking aspect that I mentioned, you know, I know people that have stopped at year 10 and they're multimillionaires right now. So the whole thing about what I've seen globally is that, you know, as long as you have that passion and you have the will, you're gonna make it, right? The US is really good because it offers a lot of opportunities, right? You can really, it's very structured. So as long as you understand the system and you can go to those different parts, then you can really make it, right? From really coming from that thing. Australia is very, like I said, very hardworking, and like very, very family orientated type of thing. But like Africa aspect really shows you what you can do without. Probably someone will kill me right now, but like the things that I liked initially before now I got what's it called, solar power at the house now, is that power was coming off and on, right? And that was a part when I was like, hold on, this is why I see so many people naturally entrepreneurs, right? Because if you really want to get something, then it's really going to, like, you can really make it happen. And then I think as well, like vision and dreaming, like when there's not too many different aspects, your brain is like focused on other things. But then when you have the opportunity to get access to those tools, then that's how I see a lot of people succeeding. I think there's one stat, there's like, I don't want to misquote here. It's like 80% of doctors in the US are from like Nigeria aspect. But then when I went back to Nigeria, it's like, hold on, how's this happen? When you see all these people on the streets, everyone's just hustling and bustling, but there's a very unique aspect, which I love about the country, and surrounding countries as well. I went to Cameroon. My co-founder is Cameroonian. I started seeing the French influence, like the breads and all these other things. So it's a beautiful place, man.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
And you think that kind of, you said you were lacking power and stuff sometimes in Lagos, and they were just like, okay, it makes people think, all right, how can I fix this? How can I solve this? How can I work harder so this doesn't happen to me?
I think a lot of people are natural engineers, right? Because you're always problem solving. As well is that there's so many people as well. So, you know, the competition in different aspects is high. So you really have to study or whatever path that you pick going forward. But I think what it shows you is that, and I think I'll get this from my grandma. She doesn't know after all this Canza and all this technology. She's still in the village in Ede. And basically it's like, you know, you can understand what makes you happy. I think that's one of the biggest things when we talk about life in general, you know, like family or, you know, kids and all these other things. Because, yeah, you see people with very little, but then somehow they're still smiling on their face, you know. So it's very unique, man. Very unique.
That's an interesting thing about Africa is like, it seems like a happier place. And then you meet the people that are really happy, they seem more genuinely happy than like the happy people in G7 countries.
Exactly.
Isn't that true?
Exactly.
It's so weird.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, people say that also about people in India as well. You go and with apparently less stuff, they're more happy.
That's right.
And so, all right, so you're there on the ground and seeing the potential, all of this human potential there.
Yeah.
And like back to Canza, like if just to people get an idea, I think I asked you this on the call, you know, if you looked at a lot of the transactions or potential you're seeing, is it like a lot of kind of oil money moving around in Nigeria? Is it, you know, tourist money moving around in Kenya? Is it South African diamond money? Like just to give a rough idea of the lay of the land, what are some of the kind of the activities happening?
Yeah, I think you hit all the sectors pretty well. There's obviously a massive oil and gas. I always had a rich history on the oil and gas sector. But obviously now there's a massive import-export. You know, there's almost 200 million people, right? So
In Nigeria.
yeah, so now you're importing, you know, you have to import all these different aspects. But then you have, I'd say, obviously, and then it affects the trade from that side, commodities. But I think the import-export and oil and gas sectors are really high. But then as well, now financial services, you know, you have regular, you know, TradFi banks, you know, it needs to service that financial inclusion sector. So you need to get them into the system and get them basically on accounts and all the other different things. So that sector has been doing very, very well. A lot of fintech companies all across the whole continent.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.